Hey, 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 morning, morning, everybody out there in the beautiful world of planet Earth. I hope everything is going well. It's February 23rd, 2023, on a Thursday. So I just want to send out genuine, authentic, universal love to everybody. And I hope you all receive it. Okay, the ones that wish to, by the way. And the thing is about energy, as we all know, energy affects all of us, whether we believe it isn't or not. Energy is energy; it's invisible. So there's no way you can penetrate energy in one direction and not think it's not affecting everywhere. That's how I know people don't understand what they're doing with all this powerful equipments and technology. They're attempting to deal with something that they can't even see, and more or less, and even they can't even receive it or sense it, but yet they're trying to control it. You understand how maddening and crazy that is? It's energy. So there's no way you can penetrate energy in one direction, like dropping bombs or detonating nuclear weapons and whatever the case may be, then that it won't affect everything, and it'll affect the planet for decades, millennia possibly. A lot of us didn't understand that, and still don't to this day, because like I said, nobody's reading anything. They're relying on their so-called intelligence. They're relying on their so-called intellect, which don't mean a goddamn thing. None of those factors matter. Okay, when you're dealing with certain type of information, or dealing with certain type of energy, I mean, so we just so full of ourselves, literally. Okay, literally, we are full of ourselves, and that's that ego. That wants to believe. That's why I say you need to challenge your beliefs, because your own ego is deluding you and being deceptive towards you as well. Okay, your own. I remember my mom said that. She said something to the effect after she had her stroke. Like I said, none of them went to school. None of them, they all dropped out for various reasons. Like I said, my mom was known as a babysitter. So that's what she was, a babysitter or a nurturer type. And then my dad was that outdoors, farmsman, working in the farm, working on the land. But I remember after she had her stroke, and she said something to the effect, you know what? She said, don't believe your thoughts. She said something to the effect, do not always believe your thoughts, or something to that effect, or that your thoughts can even fool you, or something to that effect. I thought, wow, when she said that, I was like, wow. That was kind of profound right there. Because when she had her stroke, it affected her, I think it affected her right. And, they talk about the hemisphere of the brain. And so she had to rely mostly on her left hand to perform duties and whatever, eat and whatever she needed to do. So we came pre-wired, people. We came pre-wired. We didn't have to do a goddamn thing, but, we could have just been running through the fields, flipping over everywhere, just being so enthusiastic about life if we just only had paid attention. But no, certain people, and like I said, it's always a handful. It's not all. It's never all, but it always affects all. Several people, as they continue, and their descendants continue as we speak as well, to just wreak havoc and cause chaos because of their frustrations and their self-hatred. Because a lot of it is self-hatred, because they look in the mirror. And they hate what they see. So they get delusional and pretend they are something else. And that's when that ego come in. They misuse their ego. You need an ego now, so you can present yourself to the world properly and with neutrality. But it somehow got twerped or somehow warped, or I don't know. It degenerated so badly that I don't know how it's going to be captured. In other words, the ego has taken on a mind of its own, basically, in your mind, and telling you and controlling you in manners that you have no business interfering in, right? So, here we are, facing each other. And, the question, you have to answer the question as to, am I going to question my beliefs about certain things? Why am I relying on one person to lead billions? One person to lead billions? Or even to one person to lead millions? Why would we want to be in such a situation, putting all that pressure on one? Especially when that one has no idea what the hell. They just presented this image to you of strength and power, and lying and deception. And that's what the narcissistic personality can do. Yeah, they can thwart. Maybe that's that. Remember people was talking about shape shifters or some shit like that back. Not too recent. But I think when people started being more realistic, damn well there ain't no shape shifters. That they are, it's just a craziness going on in the psyche, and that craziness is coming from the owner of that body, the owner of those thoughts, and it's you. You're creating all this crazy. Yeah, fantasy is fantastic. I told you I love fantasy, and pretending this and pretending that. Like a child running around in my own backyard. When we were younger, we were able to do that, pretending. Nobody can tell the difference between a real gun and a play gun anymore. So thankfully, hopefully those guns are off the market. I mean, children, just don't need to be victims of this craziness, because we need them. We need the descendants to unravel all this craziness. Okay, again, because of the damage being done, people will be devastated, and will be, these earthquakes are not going to stop. Because we're not only interfering with everything else, we're interfering with the process of the inner core of planet Earth. Doing whatever. I don't know. What are we doing down there? Some people may be living down there. As a matter of fact, it is. I mean, the legend is that people are living in the center of the planet. Okay, and then we're out there disturbing everything and trying to, take everything that's there. And what do you think these people are going to do? Just consider that for a minute. Mm-hmm. I think they're just going to stand by and allow you to keep drilling and drilling and drilling and finding where they live in peace somewhat. Because I doubt they have peace with all this chaos that we're causing. I told you, we destroy planets. We don't bring, even though we bring some parts of the community or some parts of Earth or people, who were the originals, caretakers, I should say. Even though they came from another star system, they were the original caretakers of the planet. Like I said, the American Indians, or just Indians in general. Yeah, let's stay in America. And in Australia, got their history too over in that country of Australia. They got they all have their history, and they think it's hidden. And you don't, stuff this don't remain hidden, forever. Eventually, it does get uncovered. So I urge anyone, like I said, if you know something, you need to say something. That's true. That was a good slogan, to put out to people. If you know something, say something. I know it's hard to trust people, and that's just the way of the world as well. I wouldn't necessarily reach out to any, you make the decision how you reach out to people and how you decide to share these secrets that you have, and you know that they're devastating and they're going to cause major harm and damage and death to people. Not to mention what the earthquakes are going to do. The volcanoes are going to do. So the fires, the floods, I mean, they're all coming. All of that's coming. So, to a town near you, and if you can, like I said, if you can stop the bleeding, because I'm sure you want your descendants to have a safe planet to live, right? Why would you have children? Think about this. Why would you have children? Though I'm talking to the nefarious types. Why would you have children and grandchildren and not be concerned about their future and where they're going to be and how they're going to be taken care of when everything's wiped out or poisoned, or you can't breathe because of all the stuff going on in the air? All the interference in the air, all the planes constantly moving around. Why would you bring children into this world and you're nefarious and you're trying to eliminate other people? Does that make any sense at all? I mean, it doesn't. But, you're going to have to make that decision. So that's enough for right now. As you know, I'll be back. Peace and love.